Hello and welcome back to another episode here on the Mechanists server, and the first thing we're gonna take a look at today is some more bedrock breaking, since we haven't done enough in the last episode. So here we have a 49 by 49 chunk perimeter that has recently been expanded. We are voiding it, so we are breaking most of the bedrock in the middle. We will end up with a 45 by 45 chunk void perimeter. So on each side we have two chunks that we need for the bedrock overhead. At the end it will be perfectly chunk aligned, so the void will start here. As you could already see, we have the bedrock breaker running at the moment. We have already broken quite a few layers here. Let's just appreciate this machine for a moment once again. Yeah, so that's this project. I won't tell you yet what we will build in here, partially because we aren't even certain of what to build in here yet, but it will be something interesting, definitely. We do have some rough plans, but there's not a lot to see here yet, so I'd say we check out the new decoration of the XP farm. On the nether of the void perimeter here, we also have something sorta interesting, by the way. So the piston bolt here is not quite finished yet. That's this line of rails here. They are already curved and placed, but the piston bolt itself hasn't been built yet. You have another line of rails though, and this one leads directly to the piston factory, since we obviously need a ton of pistons for this project as well. So people made a rail track here, and they use a ton of chest minecarts and furnace minecarts to transport pistons directly from the piston factory to the void perimeter project. And here we are. So we didn't change anything about the XP farm itself, it's still the same speed, but Iril, a new member on the server, made this beautiful decoration for it. She did a really great job on this. We have some pigman, piglin, zombified piglin statues here, whatever you want to call them. We have this beautiful, very detailed decoration. It's almost completely built up in survival. 3 of these towers have been built up. The whole pattern in the middle here has been built up. Only this one corner is not completely finished yet. There's still one tower missing. Also, the inside is not completely finished yet. As far as I know, there will be a natural tunnel in here. We can still take the piston bolt. I think it should still work. Okay, it doesn't. Well, whatever. In here we can see the piglins falling down there, the zombified piglins. It also really looks good in my opinion. And the XP farm itself should still work. But yeah, at the moment it looks like this in here, so let's check it out once it's done in one of the next episodes. But one thing that I showed you a few episodes ago that has been finished by now is the expansion of the spawn perimeter that we're in currently. It's now 2160 blocks by 2160 blocks big. And I gotta say, it's like almost impossible to properly show this kind of scale in survival. One thing that I can try is to up my render distance to 64, which will lower my render distance after a while, since chunks that are load won't get unloaded for my client anymore. So I need to be very far away from these chunks for them to get unloaded again. So I loaded in pretty much as many chunks as I could, and yeah, this is roughly just a quarter of the perimeter. We have the new furnace array here, we have the storage system here, the XP farm that I just showed you, and here's the edge of the perimeter. And it's just a quarter of it. It's insane how big this is. So let me show you something else. So this is a render of the whole survival world. And here we have the spawn perimeter. So as you can see, this already takes up a huge amount of the actual world. And in here we have the new furnace array, the XP farm, and the storage system that I just showed you. So this is really just a quarter of the whole perimeter. We still need something to put in the four corners here. Also technically this would be available again if we break the furnace array down, since we don't need the old one anymore. It's kind of broken. We already have some plans, but I think it will actually be difficult to use up all the space that we have here. Also, if you compare the whole size of this perimeter with the height of the world, it's really nothing. Or another perimeter, the white perimeter here with the build limit walls, kind of small. Or the huge raid decoration, the raid farm decoration with the huge mech can. It looks so small compared to this perimeter. Back into Minecraft, there's one more thing that I want to show you, and that's a new farm in the Nether. Ivey also just logged into the server, and that's the perfect timing, because the new farm that I want to show you is actually made by him. As you can see here, it's the Blaze farm, and the piston bolt is already done as far as I know. And here we are. We did also do some bedrock breaking here, so there really is and was a lot of bedrock breaking going on in the last few months. And down here we have the new Blaze farm. The mob switch is already turned off. There are a lot of mobs spawning. I should not be here, because otherwise there will be ghasts that probably will blow something up. I'll go into spectator, and Ivey will quickly start the farm, so you can see how it works. So here we have a lot of pistons and blazes spawning in between here. These pistons then move the blazes into a nether portal. So they spawn and they pretty quickly get transported out of here, so the mob cap is free for new blazes. Also, my FPS really don't like this farm either, but I'd say we check out the overworld. So here with this portal we can get to the overworld. And here we have the killing chamber somewhere. And here it is. We have an AFK player here that kills the blazes, since they wouldn't drop any blaze rods without a player kill. And the sword also has looting, of course, so we get more blaze rods. The item then gets sorted here, and the rest is just deleted that we don't need. Let's ask the nerd for some raids. Okay, so the farm is 94,000 blaze rods per hour. And we mainly built this farm because of the new furnace array. Blaze rods can be used as a fuel for furnaces, and they are pretty easy to get, so we decided to use them for the new furnace array. Oh yeah, and also Ivey made a video himself on the farm, so I'll link that in the description and in the top right if I remember, and definitely check that out. And I'd say that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!